Good morning to all of you. Today's class is Social Science online class, Kerala Syllabus, English medium. Topic is Interior of the Earth. We will talk about interior of the Earth and volcanoes, mountains, and rock formation also. All of you see my all videos completely and subscribe, like and share also. Earth is a spherical in shape. You think of an apple. Apple is spherical shape. That shape is for the earth. We live on the surface of the earth. When you cut the apple into two, in the innermost center, you can see the seed of the apple. Like that, if you cut the earth in the center, innermost center, you can see a rough rock part that is called as the core of the earth. We know that gravitational force is there. Whichever object is on the top of the earth will be attracted towards the center of the earth. That is called as center of gravity. That means every object is attracted to the center. Center means the core. So the interior of the earth, if we tell, it is divided into three parts: the core, the mantle, and the crust. Crust is the outermost layer of the earth. Over the crust, we people live. It is made up of soil and rocks. How are rocks made? When soil is kept untouched and disturbed for long years, it hardens and form as a rock. So rocks are hardened form of soil only. It takes millions of years to make a hardened rock. So on the surface of the earth there is a water, that is oceans, and rocks as well as soil. The crust is between 5 to 50 kilometer in depth. That we dig the soil, it is up to 50 kilometer depth. It is crust area. We can dig wells and all the canals, etc. on the surface of the earth. We create a lot of constructions on the surface of the earth. So crust we can dig and go up to 50 kilometer in depth. After 50 kilometer comes a mantle. Mantle is made up of iron and magnesium silicate. It is temperature 1600 degrees Celsius. That is, it is in the molten state. Contains iron and magnesium silicate in the molten state. Temperature 1600 degrees Celsius. And the width is coming up to 1900 kilometer. 1900 kilometer. The width of the mantle is coming. It is in the molten state. After the mantle comes the core. Core, already I told, it is in the center of the earth. core has two parts, outer core and inner core. Outer core in the molten state, that is liquid state. Outer core, the temperature is 2000 degree to 5000 degree Celsius. That is, the core temperature is 2000 degree Celsius to 5000 degree Celsius, and the outer core comes up to 2100 kilometer thickness. 2100 kilometer thickness is a outer core that in the molten state, or it is in the liquid state. It contains nickel and molten iron. Nickel and molten iron. Afterwards come the inner core. Inner core, I told earlier, is the hard rock. Hard rock. It is 3 times harder than the crust rock. 3 times harder than the crust rock. And temperature is 2000 degree Celsius to 5000 degree Celsius. And the solid inner core diameter is 2740 kilometer. It is 2740 kilometer. And this much is the interior of the earth. The rocks are formed. How are they formed? By the hardening of the soil, and in the crust, the rocks are seen as layers of rocks, and there is a movement in the interior of the earth called as tectonic movements. There are movements under the earth called as tectonic movements. Due to tectonic movements, the and pressure, the layer of rocks will bend upwards, and it forms as mountains. That is how mountains are formed. Mountains are formed by the bending of rocks. And how the bending of rocks happens? It is because of the tectonic movements under the earth. The layer of rocks bend upwards, and it forms in the shape of mountains. That are how mountains are formed. And from the mountains, volcanoes erupt. Sometimes volcanoes erupt. There are a lot of mountains which are always erupting volcanic mountains, and there are a certain one which are dead volcanoes, and there are certain one sometimes it erupt. Volcanoes. What is a volcano? Volcano is a mountain out of which molten rocks, gas, steam, and ash spread out through a vent or through a hole called as a crater. It is the molten type of rock, sometimes molten rock, and different types of gases, steam, etc. jump out from the interior of the earth through a hole called as a crater found in the mountain. That is, in the mountain part, the crust area, which is a thin crust area, will be burst open, and the molten things which are in the interior of the earth burst out outside. This is very dangerous to the surrounding areas, but this molten rock called as lava coming out is very fertile. People cannot live near a volcanic mountain, but the lava flows a long distance, and that is very fertile in nature. All of you watch my videos completely and like, share, and subscribe also. See you again with another topic in the next video.